Alright, now it's time to dive into Dreamweaver by creating your very first web page and getting familiar with the workspace in Dreamweaver. So obviously we are going to open Dreamweaver, and that's what we're going to do is go to File and going to create New File. Selecting that, we're going to create a new blank page. The type is going to be HTML, and I'm just going to select nothing for the layout. But know that there are some pre-built layouts in here that you're welcome to check out and even review some of the code behind those. But in this case, we're going to start from scratch, if you will, selecting none, and we're going to change the doc type because we want this to be an HTML5 web page. So selecting HTML5, we can then click Create. Alright, so here we are in Dreamweaver. You can actually see our different panels, and this happens to be our web page. But now we want to customize the workspace, which is actually set up for Designer, and it's pretty good. But we want to simplify it even more because really there are just 3 panels that we want over here. And so it's helpful to just remove some as we clicking and drag them off the various panels, the ones you don't need. So we're going to remove Adobe Browser Lab panel. We're going to remove the AP elements. We select it and pull it off. We can isolate it and close it here. Business Catalyst, well, we're not going to worry about using that now, so let's just close that. Internet CSS, the Insert CSS Styles and Files panel are the 3 panels that we want. So we want the CSS styles, the insert, and the files one all nested into one. So we can do that. And we can drag this here. And lastly, we can take this assets panel. We don't need it. And we can pull that off and close it. So we can go ahead and check these different tabs. And we're just going to keep this on the insert panel with having that selected. And if at any time you close something that you want reopened, you can always go to your window menu and open it. It's very similar to Photoshop and Premiere. But those are your 3 most important panels. Insert items. So you want to be able to customize these things with styles and know where those files exist, as well as customizing the items that you have selected using your properties panel down here as well. Alright, this setup, let's take a look at our web page. It's called Untitled 1. You can see right here that even for the title of this document, it is called Untitled Document. Let's change this to say Eva Jones Design. That's our company we're going to design for. Alright, this is the name that's going to appear in your browser window. Okay, so we have changed that. What just happened? And let's find out what happened behind the scenes. We hear all this talk of HTML, but let's take a look at it. Because if we select the code view, you can see that our HTML right in here. Okay? You can see right here that we changed the title right there. So this is great. From code view, you can change things even if you remove design and you go to say the design view, you can see that it's changed to Eva Jones. Okay? So going back to code view, I can always add it back in, and again, going to the design view. So even right in here, for the content of this page, the body, if you will, we can say hello world, just like that, and selecting code view, you can see it right in here. But the best way to learn how HTML works, and just an effective way to work, is using this split view. I use this a lot, and this allows us to view the code view and the design view at once. So we can type in the code view right in here. How are you? Selecting in here, you can see that it updates right over here. That's a code view and design view. So everything looks good. We got that split view, seeing the code as it's generated. Inserting items, customizing them, being aware of what we've selected down here. Everything is set up just fine. Now all we need to do is just go ahead and save this page. I'm going to File and I'm going to save it. And in this case, I'm going to save it in a folder, O1 begin folder, but you can save it wherever you want. Just be mindful of where you saved it to. Everything needs to be saved in the same spot. So I would make a folder called your last name and save everything in there. Okay. And so we're going to save this as index.html because the first web page for any website is going to be known as this, index.html. That's what the URL is going to look for, is this specific page. So okay, so we're going to go ahead and click save, and that's set up. So really our next step obviously is going to add more content here and also to customize some of that content.